welcome to our show In Conversation. Today we have with us Captain Himanshu Joshi. He is the founder and CEO at Seven Oceans Singapore, which is one of the top providers of commercial shipping software globally. Captain Himanshu is considered a thought leader in maritime business intelligence. Welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have a few questions for you, sir. We would like to know what made you transition from a position of leadership in commercial shipping to founding a technology firm? It is slightly unusual. That's the reason we are asking you this question.
Yeah, actually, pretty interesting. I back to the early 2000, and that was a time when the quality of software which was serving the commercial shipping needs, like chartering and operations and the commercial marketplaces and stuff like that, was very basic. I would not say poor. It was very basic. So there was always this call to do something very, a better quality, and give the practitioners, something that they should connect to and feel good about using. At that point of time, I was in the commercial position with OMI in Stanford in Connecticut, and we were also using some of the very basic applications, and they were, to be honest, at that point of time, the supports to the applications were not great. In fact, they were quite basic, and the quality of the application was not too great. If you're on travel, like business travel and stuff like that, it was very difficult to log into the system and then use the application lying in the office. So there was a need for a good quality communication technology, and also a good quality software to use on top of the communication technology. Plus, we are talking about early 2000, and there was a lot of funds flowing in the West Coast, in the US at that point of time. You remember those days were the dot-com days.
Yeah.
So, so my journey into the software happened at that point of time. Plus, I met some nice like-minded people who wanted to do, who wanted to look differently in this space called commercial shipping software. So these are the 2-3 main points that I leaving commercial shipping and getting into technology.
That's very interesting, and that leads me actually to the other question. You have been talking about the year 2000. So you have spent a considerable amount of time in the tech space. What is something important that you have learned through this journey?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing, in my opinion, is that in spite of the fact there's a need for digitalization and embracing technology in the maritime space, the industry has been very slow in embracing it, and that's for various reasons. People can say for cyclical reasons of the trade, for lack of revenue in the times where the times are down, etc., etc., etc. But for one reason or the other, the industry as such has been not so quick in embracing. So fundamentally, it has lagged behind, if you like, almost a decade as compared to everything else, be it healthcare or be it automobile or manufacturing or finance, etc., etc., etc. So these are some of the inherent issues. So the opportunity, if you like, is far more in maritime space than the other spaces. So I hope I answered that.
Yeah. So actually, that leads me to another question, because you are someone from the maritime community who has ventured into the technology space. So what is the importance of blockchain and artificial intelligence in the technology used in the maritime industry?
Yeah, I think I covered this in the presentation in Bombay as well. It goes without saying that blockchain and AI have a big future in our space as buzzwords or technology jargon, if you like. These are tangible technologies that will give us a lot of advantages in our industry as well. And this is how more or less it will happen. At the moment, everybody seems to be using a software which is akin to what they do, and they are living in their own space, in their own silos, and so they're internalizing with the software. And when I say that internalizing, what they do is that they use the shipping ERPs per se for their own interest. After that, they take out the outputs, they attach those outputs like PDFs or whatever to emails, and then they send it to the other practitioners. And they keep doing this all day. So they are, uh, in spite of the fact that they have a technology solution in-house, they are all over the place, and the entire market is a chaos. And people have to repeat these things again and again and again, and there's no record keeping, and there is no harmony, there is no unison, if you like. So in order to address this chaos, blockchain will definitely do a lot of good work in our industry, which essentially means that it will, in order to bring in transparency, where people fear that they will be losing confidentiality, blockchain will come in order to ensure that 100% confidentiality is maintained. So that's the big thing why blockchain would be used. And people should not worry about what happened in the crypto industry and all the rest of it. Blockchain is just technology. Crypto has used that technology in order to enhance their interests. So the business different. So we as practitioners in the maritime space would use blockchain to our interest, and it will do us very good. With respect to AI, well, AI, not just from the times of ChatGPT, but for almost a decade from now, AI has been doing wonders. And why not AI in maritime as well? So as far as commercial shipping space is concerned, we will use a lot of AI and machine learning for the purpose of giving intelligent information to the practitioners even before they conceive about using it, which essentially means that when they're looking at profitability and freight estimating and market positions and stuff like that, then they would AI is definitely going to give them scenarios which will make their life much better. Right now, it's a lot of laborious and manual work and Excel estimations and all other kinds of market analysis and stuff like that. So AI is definitely going to hit somebody on the face. In fact, it will be used to a large extent. People have to be prudent and judicious in using it in future.
Right, sir. You answered that very well. Actually, that leads to another question. How will Seven Oceans technology revolutionize the way SMEs in the tanker and the bulk trade operate? Here, there is one more question, sir. There is also a fear of people losing jobs. So, can you address both these things?
Yeah. So I'll first talk about the fear of people losing jobs, and then talk about how Seven Oceans will sort of work towards enhancing, technology in this space. My hunch is that technology is coming in. There will be more jobs in future, because there will be more jobs for people like who are analysts, people who want to, assess data, people who would like to, people who would like to work on intelligent analysis, market analysis, and stuff like that. So there will be job creation happening, not just in the maritime space, but also in the technology space that is connected to the maritime space. Because so people, I'll give you an example. The MBA programs that you have in the maritime, in the shipping space and stuff like that, are already bringing in the use of technology now. So because they know that the futuristic users and the futuristic shipping managers would need all these skills. So in my mind, with the expansion of technology, you will need more such skilled and trained people. So that's the first part. The second part is how Seven Oceans would help. So typically, I think I shared this with the forum with you guys in Bombay that time.
I would like to interrupt at this point, if you allow me. Actually, the audience here is much bigger because we are going to upload it on our website and also on YouTube. So here,
Right.
the audience is going to be much bigger. So that's the reason we are asking you this question, so that wider audiences across the maritime sector can benefit from the information that you have shared with us in the past.
Well, we are doing our small and humble bits. So if people get traction out of this, and they feel that we have added some value to their business lives, very happy to know that. However, we do a best as far as Seven Oceans is concerned. What we're doing is that we are in the commercial shipping software space. So what we are doing at the moment is making lives easier and easier for the chartering community, the operating community, the ship owners, the port agents, the people who are connected to the commerce of fixing the cargo, and then the realization of money and settlement of freight and demurrage and all the rest of it. However, in future, we need to be far more efficient in our own delivery to the people, because we need to shape ourselves in order to address the challenges of tomorrow. Now, the challenges of tomorrow are typically, as we discussed, are the challenges where we need to bring the chaotic business which is happening at this point of time into something like an organized one, where we introduce the marketplace. And Seven Oceans is actually managed to acquire X amount of funding in order to create that marketplace and in order to go to that platform. And to my mind, at the moment, nobody else in the similar space is doing it at the moment. So we are reasonably futuristic in this. We'd really like to give back to the community from where we came, and we want to do it in a very, very nice manner with high quality stuff. The other important thing is currently all the pricing models are based on the license fees and the subscription and all the rest of it. Now that works very well with larger owners and larger and all that. But for small and medium businesses and enterprises, the costs are high. So they cannot spend so much on the software. Yet they will also not like to live with rudimentary applications like emails and Excel and stuff like that. So therefore, this platform which Seven Oceans is going to bring in future will ensure that the small and medium enterprise folks can come onto the platform, do whatever they want to do on the platform, which essentially means cherry pick on this platform based on their business needs and only pay based on what they have used. In doing so, it will be a completely different pricing model as compared to what we have or even our competitors have at the moment.
So, very interesting thing you have mentioned here, that some of the service only you are offering. So that leads me to another question. Can you tell us a little bit about how Seven Oceans commercial shipping software journey and key offerings, so that we and everybody who can use these softwares, and benefit, you can give us some details about that.
Yeah, we call it Seven Oceans Commercials, or SOC, and it caters to the need of charterers, commodity traders, ship owners, operators, also a subset of that for brokers. So largely, it covers end to end everything from the time the chartering happens or the fixture happens, all the way to covering voyage management, bunker management, agency management, voyage cash flows, and all the reports that come into the system in order to see whether you're faring good or bad or ugly with respect to how you fix the cargo. And it comes finance and accounting that comes associated with the commercial shipping. And so that's what Seven Oceans does at the moment. It is delivered off the cloud, as well as we deliver it on premise, as how people normally say in technology terms. So for the larger players, it goes on premise. For mid-size and smaller players, it runs off Seven Oceans cloud. And I would like to say that when we started in 2010, we started on web-enabled responsive technology at that point of time, which means we created the bedrock in such a manner that it could go to handhelds and PCs and big machines and small machines and tablets, etc., etc. So we were reasonably futuristic even in that point of time. Our competitors were doing client server applications at that point of time, and they changed to 3 to 4 years after we came into business. So having said that, we are now at a threshold where we will take the enterprise to the marketplace. So whoever wishes to continue with the enterprise platform, which is like a typical shipping ERP on the commercial space, we will be happily serving them. And at some point of time, when they want to graduate to marketplace, if they want to graduate to marketplace, we will be happy to do that. So we are at if you like, a milestone situation at the moment within our own internal business journey at Seven Oceans.
That's fantastic. Here we are using a term, sir, maritime industry repeatedly. But the maritime industry is made up of diverse key players. Now, how important it is to cater to the needs of each target entity, and how do you do that?
Yeah. So the marketplace addresses this. We actually thought over this, and we did about 3.5 to 4 years of research on what are the problems and how we can go out there. So like you said, there are so many kinds of practitioners. Yes, indeed. I mean, there are port agents, there are weather solutions providers, there are bunker suppliers, there are brokers, there are charterers, there are operators, there are owners. There are a combination of charterers, owners, and operators who would like to do everything. There are S&P folks, and there's whatnot. So what I can definitely say about this is that it is easier to bring all these commercial operators to a marketplace, such as the one which we have discussed this far in this conversation. It will not be easy, or in fact, it does not merit much of attention to bring the technical side or the technical management and the ship management to this space. I think that is another space that should remain where it is. Let those folks do their own kind of analysis in order to get into their own kind of collaboration and congregation, which is also required. But I'm not actually qualified to comment onto that space. But in my mind, I think if we bring all the commercial operators together, it is very doable. They can come to one platform and do whatever they feel like doing, So it will be gradual, but my hunch is that in our lifetime, very much within our lifetime, it should happen.
Thank you very much, sir. It is very futuristic, I can say. And we all know the future belongs to technology. And you started it very early. We are very proud of you.
Thank you, Captain Mishra. Super kind of you. And lovely meeting your team in Bombay. You have a very good team and very good staff. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.